Alright then, so we're back. Let's keep on going with the 7th booster from the top left, the left column. Ooh, I see a foil, but it's not...
It's not foil time yet.
No. First it's Coerced Confession. 4 mana and 1 blue-black mana. It's a sorcery. Target player puts the top 4 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. You draw a card for each creature card put into the graveyard this way. It seems like the blue-blacks has some sort of a discard thing going on, or I mean a...
Card advantage, graveyard shit.
Yeah.
Is that target player or...?
Target player.
So that's probably going to be used on yourself as well, I'm guessing. And then you draw cards, and yeah.
Potentially.
Like
Righteous Charge. 1 mana and 2 white mana. It's a sorcery, and all your creatures get +2/+2 until the end of turn. Could be pretty nice, I guess. Since it's an... oh, it's a sorcery, so not an instant. It can surprise people, but... could still be nice. Mining Slime. 2 mana and 1 green mana. Put an XX green ooze creature token onto the battlefield where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Not sure.
For mono green, that could be devastating.
I guess, since green creatures are very strong. And then I get a red-green
yes.
Stomping Ground, and they have the effect of when they enter the battlefield, you may pay 2 life, and if you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. So you can pay 2 life to make it come in untapped. Then I get an Herbist Protector, which is the 4/4 angel guy, but as a foil.
Ta-da! And a news token, perfect for the creature.
Token, indeed.
So 2 more with uncommons, and then we'll just blast through the rares.
Yeah.
For your viewing pleasures. Alright.
So let's see. Uncommon. Arrows of Justice. 2 mana and 1 red-white mana. It's an instant which deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature.
Kind of expensive for 3. You have better red spells, I'd say.
Indeed. There's always Lightning Bolt or something like that.
And they are not that specific either, so...
No. Tower Defense.
Really.
1 colorless and 1 green mana. It's an instant. And creatures you control get +5 toughness and gain reach until the end of turn.
I see that this is a decent card, however, if you don't play with creatures, or maybe just 1 or 2 creatures with reach, you'll have to have a lot of these if you're playing against someone with flyers. So this is more of a sideboard than a main deck, I'd say.
It's still, the +5 toughness can be really nice, since you could potentially block off other creatures and your creatures don't die.
I guess.
But there's always indestructible cards and stuff, but it could be pretty nice. Blue-black, Duskmantle Guildmage, Human Wizard, 2/2. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere this turn, that player loses 1 life. That's 1 mana and blue-black mana to do that. And then there's the 2 mana and blue-black mana. Target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So they kind of work together, but it's a bit weak effect.
You need mana for this, basically. You need quite a bit of mana to make this work. So I'd say meh.
Well, actually, since you have blue-black, you probably have the effect to mill cards. So this effect in itself can be pretty nice, I'd say.
Maybe.
But, yeah.
Yay, I like this one.
Belt Raiders. 1 mana and then red-green, 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 so 4 mana total. Human Warrior, 3/3. Whenever it attacks, it gets a +1 counter on it for each attacking creature you control.
4 mana, 3/3.
It will technically be a 4/4 if you attack with it.
Yeah.
And then +1 for each other creature. And they stay, so it's...
yeah, it's a good card.
It's a really good card.
And now we have 2, I think. Maybe 3?
We have opened 8 for us now, so...
in this one, yeah, but I mean, total. Total count. 1 Raider.
So, last uncommon one, or one more?
Yeah, make it the last one, so cut to the chase.
Agora Agoraphobia. One generic and one blue. Enchant creature. It gets -5, -0. And then for 3 mana, whereas one is blue, you get to return this card to its owner's hand. Not sure how I feel about that one. Not
It was
great.
kind of weird effects in a row. I can't really decide.
And here's the angel creature again. He seems to be haunting us.
Yep.
Hold the gates. Two generic and one white enchantment. Creatures you control get +1 and +0/+1 for each gate you control and have vigilance.
Might be nice, actually. Might be nice.
So yeah, actually pretty nice. Mystic Genesis. 2 mana, green mana and 2 blue mana. Counter target spell. Put an XX green ooze creature token onto the battlefield where X is that spell's converted mana cost. It's a bit too costly for a counter, I'd say, with 5 mana.
But that ooze token is not going to be that strong, probably.
No.
How many instants or sorceries are that strong?
No, it's a counter target spell, which means that you can
spell.
do
Oh, okay, sorry.
on anything.
So yeah, if you're playing against Eldrazi's, use this card.
Yeah, more of a sideboard.
15/15 hex token. Yes, please.
Good. So let's just cut to the chase.
Let's do the whole column with the uncommons. So because I just realized that we haven't gone through half the uncommons yet. Anyways, so
I suppose. Merfolk of the Depths. 4 mana, green blue mana and green blue mana. It's got flash and it's a 4/2.
if you're playing a Merfolk deck, this would be significantly stronger, but it would be so expensive. So in Vintage, I'd say no, obviously. But casual play would be fun, maybe, to have flash Merfolk. I don't know.
It's a bit too expensive for the effect.
A bit way too expensive.
Yeah. Rapid Hybridization. 1 blue mana. Destroy target creature. It can't be regenerated. That creature's controller puts a 3/3 green frog lizard creature token on the battlefield.
Frog lizard, sorry?
Frog lizard, yes.
Yes, okay.
Trying to see where you could use this.
I'd say it's worth it because we have created frog lizards, apparently.
I guess you can destroy your own creature to get a 3/3 creature for 1 mana. But, I don't know.
Wait, what is... Or you could just... what does it say? Destroy target creature, it can't be regenerated.
And that creature's controller puts a 3/3.
Dude, it's 1 mana, destroy target creature, it can't be regenerated. Put it on something epic and they get a 3/3 frog instead.
That's true.
It's a really good card.
That's a pretty sweet card. I didn't think of that.
Or you could just kill a token and upgrade it by 2. For 1 mana, it's 1 mana.
Ooh, Experiment 1. It's a green 1/1 with evolve. It's a human ooze, apparently.
Human ooze, that sounds wrong.
Yes. And it can remove 2 +1 counters from it to regenerate it. So, could be very nice for 1 mana.
And it didn't cost any mana to regenerate it, which might be useful.
Deathpact Angel, mythic. First mythic of this Ludvig play. It costs 3 mana, 1 white and 2 black, so 6 mana total. It's an angel, 5/5 with flying. Whenever this creature dies, put a 1/1 white and black cleric token on the battlefield. And you can pay the same cost to this creature costs and tap that creature and sacrifice it to return this card to the battlefield, basically.
So, yes, please. How much was it? 6 mana?
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Well, if they keep killing it,
but
you're probably not going to want to get it back because it doesn't have any other epic skills. But get it back once, definitely, or maybe even twice.
And last booster of the column. No, one more. After this.
They never stop. They never end. I mean, they never stop. Tell them to stop.
Gorkland Rampager.
Trample.
2 mana and red-green with trample. It's a 4/4. Pretty sweet. And a blood rush, so you can discard
4/4
it.
trample.
Red-green for 4 and trample. So
Yeah.
pretty sweet red-green trample.
No, I'd say that's decent. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Fire Fist Striker. Did we have this one already?
Not sure.
No. 1 and red. And whenever this and at least 2 other creatures attack, target creature can't block this turn. So you could remove one of those.
And it's only 2 mana, so yeah, I'd say that's decent.
2-1.
That's decent. And the idea is you build a battalion deck, obviously, so you get several effects at once.
Yes, like this one example.
And then
Boris
they will feel
Elite,
fucked.
1 white mana. Whenever this card attack and 2 other creatures attacks, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So
That's a
for
1 drop,
mana.
so obviously.
Yeah. Gyre Sage. Oh, this is the same one. Yeah, you get a 1 grid mana for each +1 counter, and it gets evolved for 2 mana.
So 1 dude ramp thing. Da 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 da. Almost the entire first column finished, and then we'll speed things up a bit, so you don't have to waste your youth, or relative youth at least.
If you really want to check down comments, there's probably lists up on YouTube or on the internet somewhere. Boros Charm.
Boris Charm.
Choose one. It deals 4 damage to target player, or permanents you control are indestructible this turn, or target creature gains double strike until end of turn.
Yeah, it's a really nice charm.
Now, compare this one to the Orzhov. These effects are really good to almost all decks. Like indestructible.
It has to be a red-white deck though, but
So, pretty sweet charm, I'd say.
yeah.
Black and X instant. Destroy target creature with power X or less.
Not that great.
No, I prefer the whatever it was called, 1 black mana.
Tragic Flare.
Undercity Informer. 2 mana and 1 black mana. It's a 2/3 human rogue, and then you can pay 1 mana and sacrifice a creature. Target player reveals cards from the top of his or her library until he or she reveals a land card, then puts those cards into his or her graveyard. So that's actually a pretty damn good. Oh wait, you have to sacrifice a creature. Yeah, not that great anymore, but could be used. Yes.
Yes! Yes!
Angel. Aurelian the War Leader. 2 mana and then 2 red and 2 white. Legendary creature Angel, 3/4. It's got flying, vigilance, and haste. Whenever it attacks for the first time each turn, untap all creatures you control. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. That's pretty damn powerful for 6 mana.
The thing is, what's awesome is it's got haste on top of that double combat
So,
phase.
yeah,
So
just
yes,
Go
please.
and then 2 combat
Bam,
phases.
bam.
Sweet.
Sweet.
So, let's speed things up a little.
Res.
Middle.
Middle column.
Middle column and rhizome.
Middle colon. No.
How's the camera work doing?
Yeah, it's half-assed, but you know, I'm getting there. I'm just watching the camera, to be honest. I'll tell you when you're out of the picture.
Okay, so we got a Blind Obedience. It's 1 mana and 1 white mana with Extort. And artifacts and creatures your opponent control enter the battlefield tapped.
Yes.
That's a pretty sweet enchantment, I'd say.
And for that cost, I'd say that's an awesome.
Oh yes. And then we happen to get a Burst of Strength. Plus, put a +1 counter on target creature and untap it for 1 green mana for it.
I actually like that card because it untaps as well,
Yeah.
which is
It's
not
not
that common.
Yeah. So far 3 mythics, or was it 2?
Don't know.
I think it was 2. Pretty good, I guess.
No Gideons yet in this pack.
We'll see.
A foil yet again.
Sylvan Primordial. It's the Great Primordial.
Yeah.
5 mana and 2 green mana. It's a 6/8 with reach. And when it enters the battlefield, for each opponent, destroy target non-creature permanent that player controls. For each permanent destroyed this way, search your library for a forest card and put that card onto the battlefield tapped.
What the fuck?
Then search your library.
Okay, this is definitely the best Primordial I've seen so far. We haven't seen the white yet though, but I think this takes the cake out of the ones we've seen.
You can just destroy
Jesus.
all their lands. I mean, one land per player.
All their
and you get lots
planeswalkers.
of forests. Oh, the planeswalkers. Like, oh man, that's sick.
And then just get loads of that. Ooh, that looks nice.
Gridlock. Blue mana and X. Tap X target non-land permanents. It's a foil and it looks pretty nice.
Yeah, that's what I went. It looks nice. And it might be useful, I guess. You get to choose how many you do. How many you tap.
So far so good. Let's see. A Boros Reckoner. Costs 3 mana, which is all either red or white. So red, white, red, white, red, white. It's a 3/3 Minotaur Wizard. That sounds pretty cool. Whenever Boros Reckoner is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target creature or player.
Oh, yes.
And red, white, it gains first strike until end of turn. So 1 mana to get first strike.
So this is what you do. You got a Hydra with 64 health power, and then you prey upon him. But then you need 3 colors. So never mind, you don't do that. But yeah, definitely.
Very sweet 3 mana.
You make sure you kill this with a big bad dude spell or something.
Yeah, you don't if you're facing this.
No, but you killed your own dude because you want to deal damage to that guy. But you didn't choose a player first, right? So it could be different. Yeah. Sweet.
And the first strike ability is pretty sweet too. But then it doesn't actually get damage itself, so...
That might.
Oh, if you're facing a first strike as well. Let's see. Angelic Skirmisher. 4 mana and 2 white. Flying, 4/4 angel. At the beginning of each combat, choose first strike, vigilance or lifelink. Creatures you control gain that ability at the end of turn.
Do you see the combo ability with this and the other angel? At each combat phase, they even put that.
Oh yeah, the red-white one which attacks 2 times. Nice.
But it's a 6-drop, so I'd say maybe a little bit expensive, but you do get all creatures, vigilance or lifelink.
Could work in a populate deck as well, with lots of tokens.
Yeah. Like a spirit angel deck or something.
That too. Yeah, open. So let's see. Signal the Clans. Red and green. It's an instant, and you search the library for 3 creature cards and reveal them. If you reveal 3 cards with different names, choose one of them at random and put that card into your hand. Reshuffle the rest into your library.
No.
It only costs 2 mana. You could potentially get like your key cards if you have more than one.
Did you say search your library for 3 or the top 3 creatures?
Search your library for 3. So
okay,
you could take 3 really good cards and make sure you get one
that's
of them.
a different story. Okay.
But I don't know. Still didn't appeal to me that much.
But you have to choose 3 different ones if you want one on your hand.
Yeah. So what's the point of actually choosing?
Maybe you might want to reshuffle because you have a feeling that your deck is so all be shuffled. I don't know.
Well, then you scried your cards and you notice that you only had really bad cards on top. Consuming Aberration. It's a horror, 3 mana, blue and black mana.
Remember, those live under your beds.
Indeed. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your opponent's graveyards. Once again, opponent's graveyards, so perfect for multiplayer. Whenever you cast a spell, each opponent reveals cards from the top of his or her library until he or she reveals a named card and puts those cards into his or her graveyard. That is actually pretty damn powerful in multiplayer.
For 5?
For 5 mana.
That is a really powerful card.
Sweet.
Every time you play a spell.
Yeah. So when you play with anything, happens.
You can just play spells that don't even do anything.
Yeah.
To get that effect. Like buff their creatures just to get their stuff out.
Or deck them out.
Yeah, I guess, eventually.
Luminate Primordial.
Oh, the white
mana.
one.
Oh, now we have all Primordials. Cool. 5 mana and 2 white mana. It's got Vigilance, a 4/7. And when it enters the battlefield, for each opponent, exile up to one target creature that player control, and that player gains life equal to its power.
I'd say the green has the upper hand, definitely.
Oh, yes. And then the black one, which you get creatures from their graveyards.
That's also a very, very nice one.
And another rare.
Oh!
Gyre Sage again.
In foil.
But in
and
foil.
Look at that little nice guild mark. Looks so pretty, pretty, pretty.
It's always nice when you get a foil rare or mythic.
Especially when they're guild affiliated, because then you get that little mark thing. It's like foiled behind the flavor text, and you feel all special and fuzzy inside.
Yes.
If you're like me.
Godless Shrine.
Sweet.
It's one of those lands with white or black mana.
Which is Stellan's colors.
Yes, I'm gonna build a lot of decks of that. So that was pretty sweet.
I think you have 2 of those now, right? 3,
yeah,
even.
2.
2. Oh.
So here's hoping for 2 more.
We should sneak in some of your unhinged cards in the middle of this, and people will be like, "What?
That card exists!
In the new expansions?"
Spark Trooper. 1 mana, 2 red and 1 white, so 4 total. It's a 6/1 with trample, lifelink and haste.
Yes, please.
At the beginning of the next end step, sacrifice Spark Trooper.
I don't think this is awesome. I think this is a good card. I like how they balance the mana compared to what you get. I still think it's definitely a good card, but I don't think it's overpowered, and I can see you can make it as a nice combo with a lot of stuff though.
Yeah, I mean it's like the other Spark Elemental, 6/1, trample and haste, but not a lifelink, so that's the extra mana, I'd say.
Exactly.
So yeah, pretty sweet.
That's a cheap lifelink, I think. Fairly cheap. And just slap some stuff on him as well.
Well, since it gets sacrificed, maybe not.
Wormstorm Surge, nah, that's a no one plays for that. Show me your power.
Sylvan Primordial again. So yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely going to build a deck with that now.
Yeah, I love this card. I mean, how...
I'm in love, I'm in love. Well, what's the creature type of the Primordial, by the way? Avatar?
Avatars, yes.
Yeah. So maybe with an elf deck, something like that?
To be honest, I think it could work in any green deck. Oh, I see a foil.
I see a black common foil coming up.
Soul Ransom. 2 black, blue and... 2 generic blue and black mana, so 4 in total. You control an enchanted creature. Discard 2 cards. Soul Ransom's controller sacrifices it, then draws 2 cards. Only an opponent may activate this ability.
So it's a pretty shitty. It's basically, I want to draw cards, but it would be nice if I could keep this creature. It's meh, I'd say. Not shitty, but meh.
And indeed, a foil common. Shadow Alley Denizen. Whenever another black creature enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gains Intimidate until end of turn. Actually,
What?
Switch.
For 1 mana?
1 black mana.
That's actually
1/1.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Whenever a black creature or any creature or...
Any creature.
So yeah, yes please.
This is the last booster of the middle column. For those who
Care about mapping stuff.
Yeah. Immortal Servitude.
Yes, please.
X and then white, black, white, black, white, black. So 3 and then X. Return each creature card with converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield.
So the trick is making a deck with a really even mana cost in your creatures and cards and stuff, and then just get them all back.
Preferably something below like 1 or 2 mana cards so you get them all back.
Maybe even 3.
So yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Wait, does it say and below? Oh, no, it doesn't.
X, only X.
Specific X, yeah.
Yes.
So that's why you want everything should be the same, pretty much.
So
right
column.
I'm so excited! And we have 3 more boxes. Jesus! Or Vishnu, maybe. Even. Ooh.
Assemble the Legion. 3 mana, red and white, enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a muster counter on Assemble the Legion. Then put a 1/1 red and white soldier creature haste onto the battlefield for each muster counter. Oh.
Ooh, you want to cheat this out with a card that puts it back up from the graveyard, I'd say, and you have probably gotten the game unless they remove it pretty fast.
Yeah, that could be terrible for anyone facing that, like in late game.
Imagine 2 of those. But it's too expensive to have 2 of them out at once, I guess. But.
Well, there are ways to get enchantments out.
And also, if you could combine that with proliferate somehow. Ooh.
Immortal Servitude once more. So we can build a deck out of that.
Yeah, I think you have 3 of those now, right?
Yeah.
2 from this box.
So 2 mythics still. That's a bit low, I'd say. So here's
Yeah,
hoping
but
for
we
another.
have almost the entire column left, so.
Ooze Flux.
What?
Remove 1 or... Oh, it's a 3 mana and then 1 green mana enchantment. And then you can pay 1 mana and 1 green mana to remove 1 or more +1 counters from among creatures you control. To put an XX green ooze token where its power and toughness is equal to the remainder of X counters. Or +1 counters removed this way. So... I guess it could be a good save if one of your really buffed up creatures is about to die.
However, check the combined mana cost to get something rolling straight away. I'd say it's doubtful you'll ever get use out of it. Was it 6 total to get out 1?
4 mana to play it and then 2 mana to do the effect.
Yeah. To get a...
You can remove as many tokens as you want, +1 counters as you want to get an XX.
Yeah, it could be if you have like a Rogue's Passage maybe, and yeah, maybe.
Ogre Slumlord, 3 mana and 2 black. Ogre Rogue, an Ogre Rogue.
Yes,
really?
very stealthy.
3/3. Whenever another non-token creature dies, you may put a 1/1 black rat creature token onto the battlefield. Rats you control have Death Touch.
And there we completed the rat deck from Ravnica.
Dang!
Yeah, that's pretty sweet for rat decks.
Because that's whenever another non-token creature dies. It doesn't matter if it's yours or an opponent.
Yeah.
Something dies, you get a 1/1 with Death Touch.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet. And Scatter Arc. Counter target non-creature spell and draw a card for 4 mana.
Which is, could be okay.
Could be okay.
If you're playing standard, I guess.
And we're about halfway through this column. Camera still recording?
I hope so. Yes.
Good.
Oh, that looks epic. Could we read that? Because it looks
Which
like
one?
huge eyes hiding somewhere.
This
The black one, yeah.
Smog Elemental. 4 mana and 2 black. And it's a 3/3 elemental with flying. Creature with flying your opponent control get -1/-1.
How strong was it?
3/3. So not great considering it's 6 cards.
I like the picture.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
Biovisionary. 1 mana, green and blue mana. It's a 2/3 human wizard. At the beginning of the end step, if you control 4 or more creatures named Biovisionary, you win the game.
And
So you want to create copies of this guy and win the game.
does it say at any time or at the beginning of your upkeep or
At the end step.
at the end? At the end. Oh, I hate that.
So there's plenty of ways your opponent can fuck you up, but still, copy that guy and you have won the
Ooh,
game.
right of replication.
Oh, right of replication.
And that's a blue card, and that was a green-blue card.
Green
right?
blue card,
Yes, please. Ooh.
That's pretty mean.
Do you have that card in more than 2?
I think I have one of them, so
Oh, damn.
that's a pretty good deck, I'd say.
That's it. That's all you need, and tons of forts and islands. And then you mulligan and mulligan and
Oh,
mulligan.
another mythic. Aurelia's Fury. White, red, and X.
Instant.
Instant.
Instant
Deals
mythic.
X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and/or players. Tap each creature dealt damage this way. Players dealt damage this way can't cast non-creature spells this turn.
That's a good spell.
That's a very good spell. I mean, you can do it at the upkeep step of someone, and then they can't attack with their creatures that you damage, and they can't cast non-creature spells.
Yeah.
So you can lock them down, potentially.
And if you have Aurelia as well, you get double attack phases after that, and they don't have blockers. So, sweet.
A Night Veil Spectre. Blue, black, blue, black,
I hate
blue,
specters.
black. 2/3 flying. Whenever it deals damage to a player, that player exiles the top card of his or her library. You may play cards exiled with Night Veil Spectre.
But yeah, I still have to pay the mana cost, but that sounds pretty damn awesome, actually.
You could get lands. If you don't have any lands, you can take those exiled
Cards,
lands.
yeah, cards. Oh.
So that could be pretty sweet.
I like that card now. Unless I play against it. As usual with specters, don't you just hate the Liliana decks? Don't you want to squeeze the life out of them so much? By Liliana, I mean discard decks.
Fire Main Avenger. 2 mana, red and white mana, 3/3 with flying. It's a battalion one, which when it attacks with 2 other creatures, it deals 3 damage to target creature or player, and you gain 3 life. That's a pretty sweet battalion, I think. This is a 3/3 flyer for 4 mana.
Then remember, most of the creatures you attack with should also have battalions. You get like 4 or 5 effects at the same time, and your opponent's like, damn it, you draw cards, I tap creatures, you gain life, I take damage, and blah. So yeah, it's basically a pretty nice chaotic thing to do.
I'd say chaotic neutral. Watergrave, the blue-black land, which you can pay 2 life.
Isn't that a reprint, Watergrave?
Not a reprint, these are new, but it could have a similar name to something old. And a Death Cult Rogue, the nearly unblockable one with info.
Which might see some play, so always nice to have playables info. 2 more boosters, right?
2 or 3.
Someone's keeping track, probably, somewhere. One of our 2 viewers might be.
Let's see. So we get an Alms Beast.
Looks cool.
It's a 6/6 beast. It costs 2 generic, 1 white and 1 black. Creatures blocking or blocked by this card have lifelink.
It's because it's a 6/6 for 4.
Yeah. So you want to make this unblockable perhaps, or flying or something, so you don't actually get lifelink effect to other.
Yeah, you attack together with battalion dudes probably, and then something happens. So he is unblockable or something like that. I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
So 1 more after this one.
6/6s for 4 is always interesting to kind of make use of.
Yeah.
But not that I've seen too many 6/6s for 4, but
I'm not sure if I'm in the view anymore, but
yeah, you're.
Realm Right. That's pretty cool. It's a 1/1 Vidalcan Wizard for 1 blue.
Oh, it's that one, yeah.
As it enters the battlefield, choose a basic land type. Lands you control are the chosen type, in addition to their other types. Could be very sweet if you accidentally get the wrong types of lands, and you have this one on your hand.
And so you can start with that creature. It's a 1-drop.
Yeah.
Get it? Get it?
So you always have the lands you need.
So it's like a mulligan protector kind of for 5 colors.
Yeah. So, last booster of this display. If you want to check the other videos, you can see the other displays. We'll only be going through the rares of those. Angelic Skirmisher. 4 mana and 2 white mana. Angel for 4.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
You get a 2-switch effect, and all your creatures you control either get first strike, vigilance, or lifelink.
Yeah. What was the land?
It was an island.
Does it look good?
I'd say so. Looks pretty interesting. But yeah, that's it for this video. So go ahead and check the others if you want to check some rares.
Don't forget to buy our t-shirts. No, I'm just kidding.